Welcome to I Don't Want to Pilot the Podcast, pilot episode 3.
What?
This is pilot episode 3.
Oh, is that what we're doing now? Is that...
Do you think we just sit here and just...
So we're only showing the first one, which is definitely the first one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm Callum.
And I'm Cameron. Not to be confused with Diaz.
That's true, we're not to be confused. Are there any famous Callum people? I know a lot of people call Callum, but that's just because every parent that had a child in 2001, 2002 went, you know what's an uncommon name? Callum. Let's call our kid Callum. So now there's loads of people called Callum.
There's no famous Callums.
There's me. I'm big time, you know.
You're not big time.
I am.
Not big time.
I am.
You're not.
I am. I'm like a famous producer, innit?
You've been like one thing. Kind of like 3 things.
I've been in loads of things. You just don't know. I just don't tell you about them. I'm quite modest, actually.
I've never met someone quite so honest.
Thank you. You don't meet a lot of people, do you?
No, I don't, Cameron.
You're Tadico.
Tadico?
Yeah, from Comic Con.
You Tadano!
Yeah, Tadico don't want to watch the film.
You Tadano what you're talking about.
Oh, thanks for that. Anyway, today's episode is about No Game, No Life. No game, no life. Actually, you've got no game. I've got no life.
Okay, so the movie and the TV saved, by the way. Also, you got a phone call.
Don't do that, you weirdo!
But it hurts you, like you hurt me.
On the inside.
Because this man prefers the NGNL.
NGNL, yeah.
He prefers the TV series over the movie.
The TV series is so much better.
It is not.
The movie is
Okay,
trash.
so the movie has Shui.
The movie's a prequel to the TV series.
It's like 4,000 years in the past.
It's a massive prequel.
You can't even like compare the two stories.
Because it explains how the world got into the state that it was.
It explains how the green guy came into power.
Yeah, the god of games. We'll start with the series then, because that's what...
We'll start with the series. Okay. I'll let you explain it because you know better than I do.
Oh, yeah.
I'll explain the movie.
The series basically starts off as there's 2 gamers, Sora and...
Shiro.
Yeah, I was getting too confused. Sora and Shiro, and they're basically literally the greatest gamers in the world.
They are not.
They play as 4 people and win every tournament ever, even if there's only 2 of them.
It's one of his isekai trash.
It's brilliant.
It is not.
So they basically say they've got no challenge. They want to go to a better world. They are brother and sister, by the way.
Have to point that out.
You have to point that out.
To when I explain my issue.
Okay. They then get transported to another world where they're greeted by the god of that world, the god of games, and he basically says, "Welcome to my world. Everything in this world can be won via a game. You can literally you can become the king as happens by winning a game." So they're like, "Oh, can you even become like a god by winning the game?" Like,
all the games are kind of stupid.
Yeah, so the games end up being kind of stupid, but you can literally challenge anyone to a game, and they don't have to accept it, I don't think.
No, we don't.
No, but...
What games do they even play? They play rock, paper, scissors where the main dude changes the rules so that he can only win in one way, and the person he plays with is an idiot.
Yeah.
And
they play chess, but they play really cool chess, where like...
It's not cool chess. It's basically chess where you're like, you've got this, guys! And then they win.
Your troops, actually, you know, are like real troops, and if you can't just send them to sacrifice themselves without giving a motivational speech, because that's what happens in war. If you told a pawn to go and sacrifice itself, it wouldn't do it if it had like its own moral thoughts. It'd be like, hell no, I ain't gonna walk in front of that knight. What a stupid thing to do.
Yeah, but the issue with the chess game is that like the chess game itself's fine, but then Shiro wakes up after the chess game being like, oh my gosh, my brother got lost in the chess game or something. Wait, is it? Oh no, he gets lost in a different game.
Yeah, that's afterwards.
Yeah, which
where he sacrifices part of his soul.
It's
just part of the
game.
Anyway,
so stupid.
what I was trying to explain. So they basically start off with nothing, and they want to basically eventually become the gods of the world.
God of the new world.
And obviously you do that by winning a game. So they work their way up in the world by winning games, and because they've got like ridiculously high intelligence, so they basically just beat everyone in games. They often cheat, but it's not cheating. But it might as well be cheating.
It's not cheating if you got caught. Is what they say.
Yeah, but they then explain it afterwards, and then they're like, oh, okay, you might as well have just cheated. So they basically do all these games, and eventually they become king of the... There's different species as well. There's Jabril is what I can't remember what their species is called.
A fairy chick.
There's elves.
I hate Jabril.
Jabril's awesome.
Well, we'll go
there's elves, humans, like the demon people that are like half. They're like cat people, and it's really cool. It's really hard.
Wait, who?
The cat people.
You mean at the end with the coin flip?
No, she's the queen of the cat people.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but the cat people. And then there's loads of different species basically.
The cat people are not hard!
You're telling me the one that they play against in the video game, the one that they do the King Crimson to, and like.
What do they do the King Crimson?
They do. They literally shout King Crimson. That's what I love about No Game No Life. There's so many references to different animes, so I wouldn't recommend watching it as a starting one.
Don't
because
watch it as a starting one.
You need to see most of the loads of anime that they reference throughout, so you get because that's what makes it so good. The fact that they reference.
Yeah, but it's just a reference.
Yeah, but
if I say Evangelion, they go, I made a reference.
Yeah, but no. Like they reference it by doing things from the show, which I'm like, oh my god, that's from that, and I love that. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is referenced loads, and that's my favourite anime, which is why I love No Game No Life so much.
It is better than the other two we've talked about.
It is true. No Game No Life is the best one that we've spoke about so far.
That's out of the three, it's like the best one. It's like an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I think I gave it a 9.
Yeah, but that's just too high.
I gave the movie an 8.
No, the movie's a 9.
So we're basically reversed in this.
Yeah, and he's obviously wrong.
I'm not wrong.
If you go on Mao, the movie is higher rated.
Because less people watched it.
No.
Yeah.
That's the reason.
Here's the reason.
No, more people
people who are fans of the series watched the movie, so it got a higher rating. Most people watched the series and were like, that's not for me, which is fair enough. They're wrong, but still fair enough.
No, we're not really wrong, okay?
They just didn't watch the other series before because they didn't get all the
Maybe
references.
it's like all the fan service in No Game No Life is too much.
It's not. I love it.
It's too much. All the Shira is 11 years old, and they literally show bath scenes of her.
You can't say it like that. That makes it sound weird.
But that is what happens.
We're trying to encourage people that have never seen anime before to watch anime.
Yeah, you can't. But not this one.
Yes.
This one is more.
This is definitely not a starting one. 100% it's not a starting one.
Not even close.
Yeah, you have to have seen loads of different animes and stuff before watching it. If you're an avid anime watcher and you've not seen No Game No Life, you should watch it.
The fan service, maybe a bit. If you hate fan service, you'll despise it.
It's not even fan service.
It is. Okay, like half the games just involve getting naked, and then also you got.
How is that fan service?
If someone strips naked in something, that is fan service. That is literally the pinnacle of that is fan service.
It's not fan service.
Does it social fandom? Yes, it did.
It's service something else. I can't say that's weird.
Okay, no,
You just said she's 13. No,
11.
Don't say that. She's 11.
But that is what it is.
No. Don't watch it as a first one, but I think it's very good. They play lots of games, and the whole premise is that they win these games to go up in the world. And each species has a different chess piece, like, towards it. And they need to become the rule. They need to get the chess piece for each of those. Each chess piece symbolises the entire will of that nation. So if you were to lose that chess piece, you basically lose the will of your entire nation. So if someone evil was to get it, then they'd basically be able to control your entire nation.
The world building is really good.
The world building is very good.
It's the best part of the anime, and the OP.
And the references.
The references are just there.
Yeah, but so their aim is to try and get all of the chess pieces of the different races, so they can challenge the god of games to become the new god.
We never really
explain.
explain why they do this.
They do. They sort of.
There's no point to it.
Yeah, but it's quite fun to watch how Sora overcomes most of the games that he's in.
But not Shira.
Shira does some.
But she's already in that.
Yeah, he's the main one that comes up with the different ideas, and it's quite good to see how he's actually outsmarted them from the beginning and stuff, and it's quite cool.
Every game comes into one or two categories. Either it's really, really good, or it really sucks.
Yeah, either it ends in a really good way, and you're like, oh my gosh, that's so good.
The anime is not ending like
no, the anime doesn't. Or you're like, that's just ridiculously stupid.
Because
by the video game one, how they win in that is so dumb.
Yeah, the game idea itself is pretty good, but then the way that they win through the calculated angle and everything,
Yeah,
it's just
you can't spoil it, but
it's just complete nonsense. The best game is the one with Jibril, where they have to say
oh yeah,
they have to say things that either get removed or put back into the world again. That one was pretty good. I liked that one. It was the only good thing with Jibril in it.
Yeah, no, Jibril's awesome.
Have you seen the movie?
I have seen the movie.
No, that goes allow. There's no way.
That's a reference from No Game No Life, which is a reference to JoJo's Bizarre Adventures.
Oh wait, I guess it's a 9 out of 10 then.
It is an 9 out of 10.
It's not. No, but then you watch games like the Othello one. You know what Othello is, don't you?
Yeah, the one where they lose part of the soul every time they
Yeah.
lose a piece or whatever.
And then they like wish him back alive again, or they do some nonsense and he comes back alive again. Because they keep forgetting that he's there, but then Shiro remembers, and then he's there again, and then
yeah, because they put their existence on the line.
It's completely stupid.
Well, it was the only way he actually needed to lure into a full sense of security.
It's completely.
It worked out in his master plan in the end, and at the time it seems dumb. But overall,
it's completely stupid.
That's your opinion. But then I think the movie's stupid. Why do you like the movie so much? Go on, then, give us a synopsis of the movie.
Synopsis of the movie.
Go on then.
So the movie starts out, and it's terribly.
The movie is the series in a movie 4,000 years ago, but rubbish.
No, okay, all the different races are fighting each other. Okay, there's no games or anything. Okay, this is pre-game because this is no game.
This is no game.
Yeah, this is actual no game, not like the other one, which is like a fake no game. There's no game. Everyone's fighting against each other, and then you got the humans, which I forgot what they're called, and they're like living underground like dwellers, and we're trying to the main dude is trying to execute his master plan in order to end the current war that's happening.
Yeah, because in this there is a massive war between all of the species that I mentioned before. But in the series, the god of games came in and was like, oh, there's no more wars. Everything's settled with a game. So if you want to invade a country, you just beat them at a game. So there's no more bloodshed or violence or anything. But this is before the god of games. So there's wars everywhere and everyone's being murdered left, right, and centre. Which is why the humans are in hiding because they're weak.
But then you have this race called the Deus Ex Machina, which is a very stupid name.
It's a very
stupid name. But then there was one faulty one called Shui, best girl.
Not best girl.
She's 211, she's best girl. Anyway, she's best girl.
That's your excuse.
She's a faulty one, which the other like Machina are like, now you're trash. And so she ends up like abandoning all of them and then joins the humans, and then she helps main dude execute his master plan, but then ends up falling in love with main dude. And that's basically the synopsis of the whole movie.
But if you watch the prequel movie, it's literally main dude is the same as Sora.
He's not.
Shui is the same as...
No, apparently there actually is a reason for this, because they're meant to represent Sora and shit as in they're going to overcome.
Yeah, they get. It isn't something stupid like they end up getting reincarnated or something like that. Probably.
Something like that.
It'll be something they got reincarnated and then...
We'll never find out because there's only going to be a second season.
They saved the world once, they're going to come back and save the world again. I really wanted to do a second season, but the company that did it kind of trouble, didn't they? Like, they got loads of lawsuits and stuff.
Like, why?
For plagiarism and stuff. Not on No Game No Life, on other stuff. We got like...
I don't even know what company made No Game No Life.
No, neither do I. I don't know if it was the company or if it was the actual like the people who wrote the manga and stuff.
Oh.
I can't remember. I think it might be the people that own the rights to it, and they had loads of like lawsuits against them for plagiarism and other stuff, which is really sad because No Game No Life is awesome.
But you know what was completed though? No Game No Life 0. That was completed in its entirety.
Because it was a movie.
That is a contained plot. It has a start, a beginning, and end. The series doesn't end. It doesn't end. It ends on the most. It's awful. The ending is awful.
Yeah, the ending is quite bad. But you often find that the ending of series that plan to go into a second season end because we've said that for about the last two ones that we've done. Can't Communicate and this. That when it ends, when they end it, so they're planning for a second season or another season, they leave it on like a cliffhanger, so it just seems stupid when there's never a second season. Because the ending's always done.
How can you like Sora and Shiro, even though they're brother and sister, and there's clear tension between them? But
there's no tension. They have a strong love for each other.
Shiro literally wants to get with Sora, and Sora has to keep telling her, "No, you're my sister, and you're 11." That is literally one of the jokes in the anime, like towards the end.
Yeah, no, it's like
you're speechless.
In real life.
In real life, please elaborate. Please elaborate.
Sometimes there's when because they've had no one to rely on because their parents died. Yeah, but if you're like a douchebag now, she's blind and look up to him for her entire life, and so you often find that daughters are like, oh, when I get older, I want to marry you, dad, whatever, and they're like, oh, you can't do that. It happens a lot. It's the same principle. She's just like, you're the only person I can rely on. You're like everything to me, and he's like, whoa.
Yep. That'd be fine.
That's pretty much what it is.
But I like that. But then when you have that, but then like 2 seconds later, you have a bathtub scene with Sora in the same room looking in the opposite direction. It kind of takes away from that.
No, it's because they have a.
It makes it weird.
He has to be in the room. He's not. He's pretty much in a separate room because there's a big wall between them. But they have the whole thing where they can't be apart from each other for like more than. Whatever, they can't be like a certain distance apart for like a longer period of time because they both get really stressed out because they've depended on each other that much and they can't deal without each other. It's supposed to be like a cute sort of thing. The scene's kind of funny that it first happens, which is why they sit in the same room. But he sits behind a wall so he can't see what's going on.
Yeah, but they didn't have to show Shira being naked in the bathtub with Sora being in the same room.
She's not naked in the bathtub. She's not. They're in a typical Japanese bathroom.
She's naked.
The big bathhouse things, and there's a few of the females that are in there. You know, it's one of the places to go to build plot and stuff and character development.
There's no character development. Tell me what the character arc of the red hair girl is. She goes from hating Sora to liking Sora.
Which one's the red haired girl?
The red haired girl's like the daughter, like the king, I think.
She's not got red hair.
She's red hair.
She does not have red hair.
Oh, I'm showing you this.
You've got to get this up. I swear she's blonde. The one that shouts Ree.
Yes. Red hair, no game, no life. Red hair.
She does have red hair. Okay, you're right.
Red hair.
She does have red hair. He is right.
I know, so that was wrong.
She hates Sora. No, she doesn't hate him.
Yeah,
no, it's because she thinks he's reckless from the start, as a lot of people do, because he does stupid things like throwing away his humanity.
Well, I've never seen that. Wait, when does he do this?
Because he's really like when he gets the crown, when he gets the crown, he just puts it on his arm like that, and she thinks he's like dead disrespectful and stuff. And when he gets like the piece of humanity, so he can control the will of humans, pretty much, he doesn't like. As in, he has the right. He's the king, and he basically just like, oh yeah, I'm going to gamble it in this game. And she's like, why would you do that? But it's because he's got this plan, and it's the same a lot. That's why the other woman, you know, the witch one that wanted to become the ruler, that he challenges, he plays a big game of chess. She doesn't believe him at first, but then when he plays the game that bets their existence on everything, they exchange thoughts, and she trusts him because she suddenly understands the thought process that go on.
That's not a character arc.
It is a character arc.
It's not. She goes from liking to hating one dude to then understanding the reasoning behind one dude.
That's a character arc.
She has like nothing to overcome for that. She's just there.
She also battles with the legacy of the father because she believes she always believed the father was right, but everyone said he was a fool because he kept gambling and losing territories. And then she believed them. She realised the father was a weak king and she could do better than him. And then she realised what her father was actually trying to do. And then she changed, and then she ended up helping them.
I forgot about that. Okay,
She won the game. She won the game. The last game, it was thanks to her that they won.
Yeah, but the last game was stupid. So.
The last game was stupid.
The last game was really stupid.
Could be worse. Could be the coin toss thing.
Then why'd you mention that? Why did you mention that?
We can't go into it.
See, if you could go into it, I'd be here for like 20 minutes explaining how stupid it is.
It is pretty stupid.
It's pretty daft. But yeah, okay, how can you like the relationship between Sora and Shiro, but then not like the relationship between like the white-haired guy, that's not his name is, and Shui?
You don't even know the name of the main character.
Well, the main character's kind of like he's.
Well, I sort of like their relationship. I just thought it was a bit,
He teaches the Machina to become more human.
Yeah.
That's quite a unique like character.
Where does that go?
Am I allowed to talk about Jabril? Am I allowed to talk about how I hate Jabril?
Jabril is a legend.
She's awful. I hate her. She's vile.
She is the only character that, other than the God of Games, that makes an appearance in both the prequel movie and the TV series.
And in the prequel movie, I hate her.
I love her in both. She's so awesome.
She's not. You just think she's fair.
No, it's the way she talks.
The way she talks.
It's kind of cute.
Well, that's even weirder.
It is really weird.
She's fit.
No, she's cool though because she's actually really strong. A strong female character. That's what I like. It's not what I like.
She's not really like a strong female.
She is. Did you not see what she does?
But compared to the other characters in the show, there's much more. She's like below.
She isn't. She's really high intelligent and she's strong, like physically strong.
Great. No,
And she lives in a library.
Why do you know? Why are you giving me a biography of Shiro? Not sure. I mean,
Jabril.
of Jabril.
Jabril's god tier.
She's
Not as good as Miku-chan. That goddess. A true goddess.
But no.
Before anyone asks, she isn't from an anime, because I know we'll get that a lot. She's a vocal.
Boy.
People always say, "Oh, what anime is she from then?" Miku-chan, what's she from?
Grand Summers.
She's not. She's.
It's the Grand Summers podcast.
It's not the Grand Summers podcast. But I don't want to pilot the pod. What did you just do?
What do you mean? I was just checking out my ears work.
This is the one that we've actually got the most heated debate out of so far.
Why?
All the other ones we sort of just divert into other things like partway through.
Yeah, but you're wrong on this.
I am not wrong on this.
Shui. Yeah.
Any avid anime watchers out there, if you've seen this, you won't have. There's no avid anime watchers out there that are watching this.
I think the main issue is that the series never ended, whereas the movie ended. So you get some form of closure. Every single character's arc fully gets wrapped up, whereas in the series they don't.
Jabril's doesn't.
But I hate Jabril, so I don't care.
What about the God of Games? His doesn't.
He doesn't have a character arc. He's literally just the god of the world. That is literally his character. He says, "Oh, you gotta beat me." That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it.
Okay, well, yeah, I think you're wrong.
Sora and Shiro are better in the movie than they are in
No, they are not. They are not.
They are. They're like 5 lines each. Combined. I lied. I don't think they get that much.
No, they don't.
Yeah. Shui's better than Shiro.
I always get confused. They all sound the same. Shui's the one from...
How can you get confused? I thought you would love the TV series. You should know the names of the characters.
I can guarantee everyone watching this, every time we've mentioned Shui, Shiro, Sora, and whatever the white-haired guy's name is, they've not... Even if they Googled them, they won't know who's who. The names are so similar.
They are not.
I love the series, and even I get confused. I know Sora's the guy, and I always get confused between the prequel, the female in the prequel, and the female in the...
But you're getting confused because you know it's Shiro, but because I quite Shui so often, you just get you're merged into one. Yeah, Shui's so good. I can't say why, because spoiler. But she's so good.
She isn't.
She learns to love.
If you are, for some reason, going to watch these, watch the series first and then the movie, because the movie's a prequel, but it makes more sense if you watch it afterwards.
Actually, it's probably best to watch the movie first if you're like a new watcher of anime though.
Yeah, but why would you watch the movie then not watch the TV series, then go watch some other series and then come back and watch the series?
They're two very different things.
They're very different.
They're completely different genres.
Yeah, but the story sort of flows together. But the series is quite serious.
The series is not quite
serious. The movie's quite serious.
That's what it's so good.
And the series is just hilarious.
It's more emotionally gripping.
Yeah.
That's what I look for in an anime.
That's not what I look for in an anime.
You look for fan service. You like big hulky men and naked women.
I mean,
exposed. Cancelled.
I've been cancelled on like the third episode.
Third episode.
Yeah. I think that pretty much sums everything up. Don't watch it as the first anime.
Watch it in dub.
I at least recommend watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventures first. What other references? That's the main references that they make throughout.
That is not a reason to watch a show.
If you want to watch it...
If you want to enjoy 4 bits in the 12 episodes, then watch 152 episodes of a show.
Are you telling me that people shouldn't watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventures anyway?
No, they should watch it.
Exactly.
You're literally saying you have to watch 152 episodes of another show just to appreciate 4 tiny bits of a different show.
I'm saying you'll appreciate No Game No Life more if you've seen JoJo's Bizarre Adventures and other anime. That's what I'm saying, don't watch it as your first one. You could, but again, you wouldn't get the fan service. All the references.
Just listen to the OP and watch the movie, that's all you need to do.
And then go watch some other series and then come back to the series. The series is good, I'd recommend watching. You would recommend people to watch the series. If they've seen other anime first,
yeah, I would.
You would recommend to see it.
But it's one of like you can't think too much about it. You just watch it without your brain turned off, and you enjoy yourself.
Yeah,
it's very enjoyable, but it's not like good.
As a collective, we both give it a 9 out of 10.
I give it an 8.
For the movie and the series combined, 9 out of 10. No Game No Life as a whole, 9 out of 10.
Yeah, it's still pretty decent.
Yeah,
I just prefer the movie.
I prefer the series.
Yeah, but the movie though.
Okay.
Sure.
If we did the fusion.
I'm pretty sure our main reason for liking each one is based on one of the female characters. You prefer the series because of Jabril, and I prefer the movie because of Shui.
Yeah.
That is literally the only reason.
Yeah, that's true. Alright. Well, thank you for joining us on this episode.
This has been I don't want to part the
podcast. That's the
TC1.
Evangelion reference you won't get if you've seen it.
It's like, yeah, you need to watch Evangelion as well because in the series there's one Evangelion reference, so you have to watch all 26 episodes, the recap movie, the regular movie, and the 4 rebuild films, and then you can watch the
I'm going to be
series.
honest, I thought you were going to say you have to watch Evangelion before you can watch our podcast, because otherwise you won't get the title.
That would have been a lot less, dragged out.
Yeah, the title of ours is an Evangelion reference.
In case you can't tell from his t-shirt.
Yeah, I don't want to title. Yeah, but... Yeah, thank you for watching. Goodbye. We'll see you.
Bye. TTYL.
Yeah. You won't, but...
Well, no, I won't.
Goodbye.
Bye. You can't.